You know, I am aware that Sebastian does. I don't care. It's it's honestly, it's like a barely there crush. I feel like Abigail has more of a thing for him, and he just kind of goes with it. Cause like, let's be honest, ain't much options in old Stardew Valley. Howdy, Prish. How are you? How is everyone? Alive. That's always a good start. The cat is here, still on my bed. Look, Shane is my second favorite. Harvey is... I don't like Harvey. But the cat is still here. He is sitting on my bed. I had to put out one of my shirts I had worn. I had to put out one of his little shirts. Because he has, like, laying on them lately. Yes, he's a good boy. He seems to be doing really well, though. He's still, like, very tired, though. And he's taken to staying in, like, very small, secluded areas because the dog kind of bothers him, and he just, all he wants to do right now is sleep. Normally he kind of, like, sits on top of the couch, but I think even right now, he's like, even him being near me is too much energy, and I don't wanna. Which is fair. We all have that day where you're just like, even if you like someone, you're like, look, buddy, no. Not today. Not today. I'm like, I mean, he doesn't like the dog, so it's a little different, but still. We all have those times where you're like, even if I like you, not today, I don't, please go away. Today is a sleep day. Mildly perturbed today. Hello. So, our barn should be upgraded. Ooh, and blueberries. So if we go sell these to Pierre, we can probably get, our goats today. Oh, the audio's a little loud. 1 second. Whoop. Is that better for the... Let me know if anything's too loud. I know my voice is usually too quiet. I don't know how to fix that because it always says I'm peaking my mic, but maybe it's just because my mic quality is bad. What? You should very politely ask your brother if you could play it more. We have our first cheese. That we actually get to keep because I think the other ones are in the center. Let's go say hi to the animals. I think they should be perfectly happy because I made sure they had wheat. Even though I usually let them outside to rave. It's Eggy and Ollie. How are you guys? Got the happy chickies. Don't beat up your brother. Well, okay, I mean, with a pillow isn't, like, terrible, but still. Let's try to not be violent, if possible. Where's the... I think it's in here. Milk our cows. Don't use a rock next time. Don't listen to Prish. Prish is the... Abigail ate them all. Prish is the devil on everyone's shoulder. You should not listen to them. If Prish ever suggests that you do something, you should probably do the opposite. Uh-oh. What happened? Hold on. I don't think that should have happened. Why do you get timed out? Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can fix that. Wasn't me. I assume it wasn't. You don't have mod privileges. I'm gonna be honest, I'm new to this. I don't know if I can fix this. It shouldn't be because you were talking too much. There's gonna be honest, not sure how to fix that. I don't even know is the thing. I'm like, did they just like, were they messaging too much? Or did Automod get mad because he was spamming? Even though they weren't. Because like, I don't consider sending a lot of messages to be spamming unless it's the same one over and over again, you know? Well, they'll be back in a little bit. I don't know, in like 5 minutes. I don't know what happened. Get mean, boy, if you're still there, I don't know what happened, and it wasn't me. I didn't... Deleted by a moderator. I don't think a moderator's here right now. I think that was Automod. I'm not sure what rule they could have broken for that to happen, I'm gonna be honest. Don't let dust lie. It was, I don't even know what happened. I think the last thing I saw was like, uh-oh. Like, I think, like, they got a message or something from Automod being, like, bad. And then they disappeared. Because, like, they've never really said anything before. Prish has gotten more auto-modded messages deleted than anyone else, and they're still here. Alright, let's go see if we can buy a goat. Prish is proud of being Twitch's least favorite viewer of mine. I'm kidding. Not... Biblically accurate frog salad? What does that mean? Oh yeah, happy Pride, everyone! Okay, guys, it's goat name time. What's a good goat name? I don't know why Get Meme Boy was banned. They're like, I have to hit them with a pillow to get them to give me the controller. Meanwhile, Prish was like, hit him with a brick! Got? It's just... Yeah. Do I really want to name my goat fucking Yet? I don't think I want to. If I play on my other file where all the animals are named after boobs, I might do that. Fizzpris. Is that like a stupid name, or is that like a reference to something? Because if that's a reference to something, I don't want to get in trouble if it's a reference to something bad. I haven't heard of it. I'll assume that you're being, not terrible and they're not a bad or, like, controversial character. Because Fizz Brizzo is a stupid name and I like it. I mean, the 1990s isn't that old, but... For, like, anime, I guess that's an old one. I'm like, I know people and I'm friends with people who were born in the 90s. Oh. Oh. There's gonna be, like, a fishing tournament. Gonna do some foraging. Gonna go get more hardwood. Roll in the jokes about, yeah, there. Soon as I said it. Got you covered, boss. You sure did. Everyone has to have that one chatter that's there to, like, cause problems. Usually that's me when I'm watching other people and my friends, but you know. Now that I'm the streamer. Yeah! You gotta have the troublemaker that isn't, like, actually a troublemaker. You know, like, isn't doing anything that they'd get, like, banned for, but it's just causing general wholesome mayhem. I still don't know what happened to get Mean Boy, because I feel like someone else got timed out for something too. Maybe it was just a message that Automod didn't like that I had to fix later. But I need to figure out how to untime out people, if possible. Because I didn't want that to happen, and I didn't see them say anything particularly bad. I'll say what I want, Prish. And I don't believe that that's true. Also, I think I missed you last stream for most of it. What were you doing yesterday? I'm not short. I am average height. Thank you very much. Stardew Valley. Hello, Autumn. Hey, Autumn, someone got timed out from the chat, and I don't know what they said that made that happen. Does you being mod let you see, like, what happened? Because I tried to look, and I couldn't figure it out. I'm not a professional. Yeah. The last thing I saw them say is that they hit their brother with a pillow so that they would give them the controller and they could play Stardew Valley. And, meanwhile, Prish was telling them to hit them over the head with a brick, and they're fine, so I don't know what happened. Oh, nice. That's fun. Glad you had a good time. A pillow could be full of bricks. I guess you got me there. Ban them for... Because I really don't think they were saying anything that bad. I'm like, I legitimately do not understand what happened. A pillow could be full of bricks. Ay. What am I gonna do with all you sillies, huh? Twitch, you are the silliest of all. I mean, I can't disagree. She has a point a little bit. Geez, a little dramatic, don't you think? Doing some shifting. No, what? Who knows what a pillow could be full of? What if it's full of goose feathers and they're allergic to goose feathers? Could be full of guns! No, get back here. Full of drugs. What if it's full of cops? You don't know. That tree did not want to be chopped down for some reason. We gotta gather wood because we used a lot of it to upgrade our barn, and next we gotta upgrade the coop. Or I could fully upgrade the barn first, since everything we get for the coop can still produce during winter. And not everything that the barn has can. You know what? Let's go process some geodes. Wait. They might not be open anymore. Never mind. I don't think they're open. Shoot. Let's move these. Done. Well, you see, they made them really small so that they could come into your house without a warrant and you wouldn't notice. It's really devious. Oh, I'm getting like hiccups. No, I'm gonna leave the normal milk, because if we need something for cooking, that's what I'm gonna use. Like the Tooth Fairy, but with drugs. Yeah, they come in and they look in your house for weeds, and if you have it, they give you the gift of jail time. I'm gonna go look and see. My apple tree is growing nicely. Okay, I do have one, that's good. Yeah, but like weed's the one where it's like, really, you're gonna arrest me over having weed. You know, it's like everyone has weed, but like cops are always so mad about it. And it's like, would you calm down? Alright. Tomorrow we either go fishing or mining. We'll see. Oh, now I get to make a lightning rock right after the giant lightning storm. Lovely. I mean, some cops. Oh, it's gonna be sunny again tomorrow. Neutral. Huh. I usually like to mine on, like, more good luck days. Oh, and I should probably wait until the pickaxe is upgraded, and we need money for that. It's legal here, boys. I mean, it's like legal in a lot of places, but I can't put the Coco, can you move? You're very cute, but I need to pet the goat. Alright, Eggy and Ollie. Hello. I don't even smoke jazz cigarettes. Alright. Got plenty of bait, it looks like. That's right, those are gonna be... We need to switch some things around. So we have a few things that belong in different chests. We just have them early because the fruit bat cave produces them. Yeah! I'll try. I don't remember, like, literally any setting that would have done that. That sucks, because I like watching them, so I like talking to them, so I don't know what happened. Thank you for following, Kieran. How are you? How's your day? Beep, hello baby boy. How are you? It might be, but then like, Persh was saying hit him with a brick, so I don't understand. I don't know why they were so upset. Gonna check the fish tank. So we need... Oh, we gotta have a crab somewhere already. Had to check. That's in one of the mines, I think. That's in the secret woods. We could go do that. Sandfish is the desert. Those are both fall, I think. Wait, sunfish. Sunfish might be summer. I'm gonna check. Sunfish, Stardew Valley. Alright, it's in the river during summer, and we don't have one yet, apparently, so let's go do that. Thank you for gifting a sub, Prish. Enjoy your sub. Fenrir Abyss, that's a badass fucking name. One might say a brick. Be careful! Apparently saying anything vaguely violent is a risk of Automod being mad. Automod will have its vengeance, apparently. Prish, I'm not stupid, I can see. Prish, I can see that you donated a sub. Believe it or not, Twitch tells me these things. I know! I know, I don't have a very good mic. I'm working on it. By insulting Autumn. Insult Autumn not all you want. You know, Autumn, I get Steam notifications for you. I get Steam notifications for you, Autumn. I saw that. It's a... Well, okay, so I have a headset that has a microphone, but my PC cannot register that this is a headphone and a microphone at the same time. So the microphone I have to use is the one that's built into my webcam, which isn't a horrible microphone, but like it's not the best, especially for streaming, since streaming already kind of like, you know, fucks stuff up. But yeah, my PC does not like recognizing that, hey, this is a microphone and a headset at the same time. It asks me like, oh, what did you just plug in? And there's no option for headphone and microphone. It's either one. Driver thing. I have the correct drivers installed. There is one on my wish list. After I'm like waiting to like start expanding and getting my Twitch better. I'm getting my model done in August, and that's when I'm gonna start getting like emotes done and stuff as well. Now that when I have like the design done, and that's also when I'm gonna like start trying to get an actually good mic. Also, Autumn, I saw exactly what you were doing. Be careful with that game. You know it makes you angry. See, and like I don't understand how it still says I'm quiet. Because I feel like I don't understand how that's a mic issue if OBS itself is saying that my mic is like constantly going into the yellow and into the red. I'm not gonna shame you for it, but like that game does sometimes get under your skin a little. Just be careful. I just want you to be careful. It sounds like Prish is about to have something to say about you playing Dead by Daylight. That's actually rude. What do you have to say, Prish? What's your scathing remark? I'd like to hear it. No, there's not. Play Disco Elysium instead, if they have Disco Elysium. But no, there's no option for my headset mic in my sound settings because my PC does not recognize it as a microphone unless I labeled it as a microphone. And I kind of need them as headphones because if I label it as a microphone and then I can't hear anything, you're going to hear the game audio going through the microphone and through the PC. And then it's going to sound really bad. So I don't have much of a choice. And I don't know if it's just like this mic is really bad with OBS specifically or something. Because in the Discord calls I'm usually in, people don't like seem to complain much about my mic quality. So maybe it's just an OBS thing, it doesn't like it. OBS is just picky, I guess. Eee. Ah. Yeah. But, like, I have tried multiple times. Like, I've messed around with stuff. I have the Razer drivers and everything installed for the headsets. And just no matter what I do, if I want my headphones to work as headphones, I can't use it as a microphone. And I'm not sure how my PC can't figure out how to manage that when my laptop could. But it's very weird. I don't understand how, like, the noise compression or stuff would, like, make me sound quiet on OBS and not quiet on Discord, though. Yes, please pet me. Oh dear. It's one of you, pufferfish. My dreaded enemy of Stardew Valley. It's not my enemy later in the game when I have a good fishing rod. But man, in the beginning of the game when I'm trying to catch one for the community center, it sure is. What? What do you mean? I am not. They're just hard to catch and annoying. And I get like a stress aneurysm every time I try in the beginning of summer. Like, they're one of the harder fish in the game to catch. That might be another one there, although that one's moving a little too smoothly. That might have been a super cucumber. It is not! You can look it up on the Stardew Game Wiki. It has like a pretty high difficulty rating to catch it. I'm like, there's just fish in the game that are really hard to catch, and the pufferfish is one of them. No! Damn it. That was my fault. That was being an idiot. But pufferfish are asses. I don't think anyone cares about a fish being labeled as difficult to catch. Believe it or not, I don't think that's what's on people's mind. The fish game. Fishism during my Pride Month? I don't think the fish care. I don't think pufferfish care. And if they do, they're probably perfectly happy knowing that I don't like catching them and that I like wish that they would never bite my fucking line. Yeah, see, because this one's moving a little too slowly. Pufferfish, like, usually, like, are very erratic. Because this is either going to be, like, a super cucumber or, like, a tuna. Come on, man. I almost got you. Come on. Really? Oh, you... Demon. The devil gaze. We're all coming for you to take over the globe. One of the funniest things I've ever seen is someone was like, what you gonna do in the future? Like how are people gonna have kids if everyone's trans? And I'm like, okay, well, first of all, plenty of trans people can still have kids. Second of all, technically, in a future where everyone is trans, eventually the language around gender would start to reverse, and it would become like opposites. So the definition of a man would inherently become what a trans man is, and then no one would be trans anymore. So, conservatives, I got some good news for you. If you hate everyone being trans, we just first got to start with having everyone be the current definition of trans, and eventually trans people will stop existing. There you go, I fixed it. I fixed the problem, guys. I'm like, seriously, if literally everyone on Earth was our current definition of trans, eventually we would stop considering that to be transgender, and like it would just be normal for men to be able to have children. That would be the standard. If everyone were trans, it'd be epic, but then that eventually would turn into trans being the equivalent of cis people, and it'd just be like... That'd just be the norm. Like, doing HRT and everything might just turn into the norm. Or because eventually everyone just sees trans men as just men, eventually we wouldn't even get surgeries, because it wouldn't be associated with being a girl anymore. Exactly. If everyone's super, no one will be. It's the same concept. I'm like, because people are only transgender because we put a definition of this is what a man versus this is what a woman is. So, like, if the social definition changes... You know, it's like how the word gay, that word changed definitions. It used to just mean happy, but as socially it became the norm for that to be used as a definition for queer people, that's just what it means now. Like, language evolves with society, and if all of society was a trans, guess what will happen? I'm like, I fixed your problem. Truly, I'm a genius. Give me a conservative fucking Nobel Prize or some shit. There is exactly one gender, the human gender. I find it so funny because people will be like, I read an article saying like biologists are now being forced to publish studies showing that gender and like even sex is more complicated and it's not just a binary, and I'm like, they're not being forced to. They've been finding differences in like more complicated versions of sex that aren't just male and female for a long time now. They're just included language that includes the gender debate because it's relevant to their area of study. Men, everything else is mental. It's a mental illness. It's menless. It's menless. There you go. I'm like, it hasn't been a secret to people. Oops, I needed that sunfish. I guess I'll catch another one. Oops. Do I have one in the chest already, though? Because it's not a hard fish to find. I don't. Alright, well, let's go catch another one. It's already past 7 p.m. Never mind, we'll have to catch one real quick tomorrow, I guess. Oops. But I'm like, people with XYZ chromosomes that do not fit into the strict male versus female, like, you know, sexual dichotomy have existed for a long time, and we've known they've existed for a long time. I'm fluid with my gender all the time. It's why I'm like, I like he, they, and people are like, because people will be like, oh, you're like trans mask, and I'm like, yep. I have no other specifics for what my gender is. I gave up trying to think of something really specific with a rigid definition because I stopped caring. See, that's okay. My thing with the word queer is I totally understand why some people are like still uncomfortable with it, especially people who have been called it derogatory for a long time. But I don't like calling people gay because gay is like men and men. And there's not really, like, a good word that just includes everyone in the, you know, the Rainbow Mafia without, like, saying the Rainbow Mafia or saying the entire letter, like LGBTQIA+. And I fuck that up because I got a real bad stutter and a lisp. So sometimes saying a bunch of letters in a string, not the best. Yeah, it's a trans-inclusionary radical misandrous. They're like, yeah, super supportive of trans men because they're like, yeah, why the hell would you want to be a woman? Women suck. I'm like, obviously in real life I would not like that person, but I wish that there were, like, I wish people wrote characters like that. Like, I want people to write characters that are just, like, so pro-man that for when it's a trans man, they're like, hell yeah, buddy, only correct decision. Oh, I didn't water the plants today, did I? Shit. Although there's a lot of people out there who are, like, really weird about trans men specifically. Like, it's weird. Oh, trout derby. So we gotta go fishing, and then maybe we'll catch a sunfish while we're there, because I think that's at the river. Like, specifically there's, like, a thing going on with, trans-inclusive radical misogyny. Yeah, there's a thing, like, with the creator of Has Been Hotel is, like, really weird about trans men specifically, and they just, like, they don't think that trans women are bad, but they do think that trans men are just, like, anti-feminist and just, like, women who are upset, like, and self-conscious about their bodies because of women beauty standards, so they became men, and that's the only reason why. And, like, it's really weird, because, like, it's like trans women are treated like predators, and trans men are treated like, just, like anti-feminists who are just, like, poor little babies that were scarred by the world, and, like, they just didn't want to be made fun of for being overweight, so they became a trans man, and it's like, no? Yeah, it's called, I think they literally named it, like, trans misandry, because it's, like, weird, because they, like, act like they're, like, feminists about it, but a lot of the things they're saying, like, are very demeaning about women, and they're like, yeah, some women are just weak, so they become men, so they don't have to deal with, like, the struggles of being a woman, and it's like, that's not what happens at all, and it's demeaning to trans men, and also to women, and it's very weird. Yeah, it's like they're not against all trans people, but they're very weird about trans men specifically. I always see TERFs as, like, they hate all trans people. But, like, there are people out there who only dislike trans men. And it's very strange. Like, comments. Like, they're, like, fully supportive of trans women and are like, hell yeah, trans women. But they think, like, all trans men are faking it. And it's like, you know, it's like, so you understand the concept of gender dysphoria and all that, and they're like, yeah, but you don't believe that trans men actually get it. Yeah. Okay. It's an interesting theory you got there. And, like, some people got very mad that trans men were trying to come up with a word specifically about it, because they're like, why do you need a word for it? There's already, like, TERF already exists. And I'm like, okay, but when people think TERF, they think towards all trans people. And these people are weirdly one-sided about it. And they were like, we kind of need a description for people who are just weird about trans men and no one else. Like, it turns very Freudian and weird when they talk about it, too. Yeah. They say that, too. They're like, they're just lesbians that don't want to be judged for being a lesbian. And I'm like, you think you get more judged for being a lesbian than being a trans man? I got some bad news for you. They're at least equal, if not being trans is worse. It's like, it's the weirdest thing. But yeah, apparently, like, Vivian Madrana, the creator of, like, Has Been Hotel and stuff, is, like, really weird about it. And I'm like, that's kind of a bummer. But you kind of notice it in the show a little. Like, there aren't really a lot of, like, trans men. But there are, like, some very, like, but there are some, like, better, like, and, like, more well-represented trans women. Yeah. Like, most of the lesbians I meet, they're like, yeah, cool. Trans men are great, love them. But, like, I find it so funny, it's like, it's taking away our lesbians. I'm like, most of the trans men I know are hella fucking gay. So I don't know how exactly that's changing anything. Like, the amount of trans men who are out here trying to live their man love man dream. Just saying. Well, I mean, she could have, but some of the stuff is a little bit more recent. And also, if you just look at, like, some of the character stuff, like, in Hell of a Boss, Millie was supposed to have a trans brother, but they cut them out of the story. And we've seen multiple trans women, and we got to see that, like, lovely episode with Millie and her trans sister, but they cut out her trans brother, and, like, also the one trans man imp you see is kind of implied to be kind of like a fuckboy, like, party boy person, and not really that great. Yeah, exactly. So many trans men I meet are like, I want to be gay as hell. They're like, I love, like twink boys. They're like, I want my love twink life. Yeah, I still watch the shows because, like, let's be honest, any show that you watch that you enjoy, unless it's just, like, some little, like, YouTuber that you count as watching a show, there's gonna be some fucked up shit. Like, there's always gonna be something that's, like, oh, that really sucks. Because that's how TV works, and I'm like, I put up with it, because I'm like, it's the best, like, queer representation you got at the moment. So I put up with it, but like they said some real weird shit about trans men and seemed to like kind of keep that opinion. And like they're also one of those people who was like, I'm not gonna gender someone correctly if I don't like them, and it's like, okay. Like I jokingly misgender Elon Musk because I'm like, if being called the wrong name and you get upset, it makes you a snowflake, then you shouldn't be upset about it. But they'll be like, oh, well, they were like mean to me, so they don't deserve to be called the right name. And it's like, that's icky. Don't do that. Are people anti-twink? That's a good question. Yeah, I misgender X all the time by calling it Twitter. I'm like, because some people have been like, if you think it's so important, then you shouldn't misgender anyone. And I'm like, okay, but like, Elon Musk doesn't gender his own children or anyone else correctly because his argument is being misgendered and called the wrong name isn't a big deal. You guys are just snowflakes. I'm like, well, okay then. How else are they gonna fucking learn if no one else shows them how? No, actually, everyone dislikes it. Not just trans people who dislikes it. Everyone does. You call a guy named Mark Mary and they get very upset. I'm like, it's not me misgendering them because I feel like they don't deserve to be called the right thing. It's more like a, hey, you get real upset when I call you a girl, even though you're a guy, but you just finished saying that you're stupid if you get upset for it. I'm like, you see, I'm like, I would never do it to like, if it was just a random person I disliked that was, like, being an ass, I wouldn't call them the wrong name just because I didn't like them. I only do it because some people constantly think it's not a big deal because they're cis, and it just doesn't happen to them very often, and I'm like, you need to know. It's like, you only think it's ridiculous to overreact and that, like, they're too sensitive because it doesn't happen to you that often. So you think it's not a big deal. But basically everyone on the planet doesn't like being misgendered or called the wrong name. I'm like, there are plenty of cis people who change their name to something else because they didn't like their birth name, and it has nothing to do with gender. They just don't like that name. So they picked a new one. And purposely calling them the wrong name is also really rude. But when cis people do it, it's fine, apparently. Elon Ball, your figure. I'd just say Eloise Musk. Because I think it's funny. Elon Musk. Ellen is also good. Ellen Mask. I also recommend that if you have a coworker that won't stop calling you the wrong name or pronouns and you go to HR and you complain and HR doesn't do anything, you start calling that coworker the wrong name and the wrong pronouns. And if they get upset, HR either has to deal with yelling at you and then dealing with a big-ass lawsuit based on discrimination because they wouldn't help you but they'll do it for this one, or HR has to side with you eventually and decide, hey, fine, we'll make sure they can't call you the wrong name. And it's like, or they like don't side with anyone and they say, well, it's not a big deal to both of you, and then you get to piss them off all the time as revenge. I choose brick. Yeah, but just hitting someone with a brick isn't like, it's not like that gotcha moment. Because it's like a thing of like, if you throw out their lunch HR could yell at you for that. But if you do the exact same thing to them when HR won't do anything, and they complain, HR has to, like, risk being in a lawsuit, or they have to, like, side with you in some capacity. Because, like, it'd be a pretty... it'd be a pretty... Gotcha. It'd be a pretty easy lawsuit to be like, they discriminate based on gender. How? When I complained that this person was calling me the wrong name, they told me that it wasn't a big deal and that this isn't really an issue. And then when this other person complained, they said I needed to stop. And that's just because this person is cis and I'm trans. What's the Hatsune Miku School of Combat? Hit him with a leak. Boom, easy. Well, there you go. Wow, pipe bombs, so cool. No one said pipe bombs. No one do that. It's a bad idea. But yeah, I'm like, people have asked me, like, how is that different than you getting upset when somebody, like, won't call a trans person the right thing because they, like, broke a law? I'm like, that's different because you wouldn't, those same people don't do it for cis people. They do it as punishment specifically for someone being trans. I am treating someone the way that they're treating me. You know, treat others the way you want to be treated. They're treating me like that, so they're getting treated the same the right way back. Leaks spin their asses in the grave. I'm not treating them worse, I'm just treating them the same. I'm like, if I'm treating them the exact same way, hey, it's fair. I'm like, everyone's taught growing up, treat others the way you want to be treated, because that's how you're gonna get treated. And it's like, well, I'm making true on that promise. I'm like, if there's a specific thing about me you don't respect and refuse to not shut the fuck up about, guess what? Man, I've gotten 2 this entire time, and I've caught 14 rainbow trout. That is some bad fucking luck. Because it's about a 50% chance every time you catch one. Maybe like 33% chance every time you catch one. And I've gotten 2? Don't gasp at me. I'm like, it'd be the same if someone was constantly talking shit about my hair. Like, every single day I came in, they were like, oh my god, can you believe their hair? Oh my god, can you believe they dyed it black? Like, if they never shut the fuck up about it and were constantly complaining about it, guess what? I'm gonna start talking shit about their cares, about their hair as well. I'm like, the rule I follow with calling someone the wrong name is not, like, an out of, like, nowhere rule where I only do it to, like, X kind of person, and I do it without, like, any reason, and it doesn't even match up to anything. No, no, no. I'm like, if someone treats me with respect, I'll treat you with respect, but if there's one specific thing that you were not respectful about, guess what? If someone constantly talks shit about how I'm queer and I date people of the same gender, I'm gonna start talking shit about how your marriage sucks. That's just how it goes. Everyone I don't like is named Loser. Funny how that works. I find it so funny. I will post, like, stuff that's, like, kind of charged to, like, my Reddit and my Twitter. And people will be like, why? And I'm like, 'cause I'm just letting the... And I'm like, do you know how great it is to let people who follow me hold up their own fucking red flag all by themselves and then I just block them? It's like, it's as easy as that. If they start being dicks, bye! I'm like, I quite frankly don't want your money, and most of the people who pay me are actually, like, respectful people, so I'm not losing that much. They're like, I'm gonna unfollow you. I'm like, great, do it. Like, bye. I didn't want you here in the first place. Like, I posted about the man versus bear thing, and I was like, guys, if your reaction is to, for some reason, like, some of these men be like, well, if a woman's getting attacked by a bear in the woods, then I guess I won't help her. If that's your reaction, there's a fucking reason women are picking bear over man, alright? You're proving the point right there. And somebody, well, I was messaged being like, oh yeah, well, I'd pick a bear over you. And I was like, I don't know if you're trying to piss me off, but it won't work. Because I also completely am fine with that decision. You don't know what people on the internet are actually like. The internet, you put on a persona. There could be all kinds of bad stuff behind that. So that's fine. But they were like, for some reason, they responded like, why are you pissed off? I'm just like using your logic. And I'm like, first of all, I legitimately said I wasn't pissed off. So I don't know why you think I am. But I was like, also, the question you posed to yourself was bear versus a one very specific person that you're choosing to follow. And I'm like, I think for your own safety, I'm going to block you because seeing someone that you're so afraid of on your, like, feed can't be good for your mental health. And I'm just like, it makes me laugh so much because I'm like, this, like, is, like, real proof that you do not understand the fear that the people who are picking bear say, because in no fucking world would a woman who is afraid of a man, A, be following him so they'd see the post on his account, not just on the subreddits, and B, deliberately send them a message to try and piss them off. Like, you are a terrible liar, sir. Like, you really think that I believe that you're more afraid of me than a bear? You're trying to piss me off on purpose right now, and I guarantee you would not try to piss off a bear on purpose. I'm like, boy, you're an idiot. Because that's also a legitimate thing. If they were actually so much more scared of me than a bear, then don't follow me. That's not good for your health. Like, that's not good for your health. If you're following someone you're more terrified of than a wild bear, unfollow them. Like, women can't unfollow every man on Earth, and they're not going to follow the ones they actually trust. But the question wasn't a man that you follow or trust. It was any random man. I'm going to be honest, if the question was also, would you rather be stuck in the forest with a random human or a bear, I'd think about it a little harder because then the statistics are changed, but I'd probably still pick bear. Humans are capable of some pretty terrifying shit. I'm like, humans are scary. They do some fucked up shit. Wars are a thing. Bears don't start wars. People do. I'm like, yo, this man is like, it's just like, they're bad at lying is like what pissed me off the most. I'm like, yo, if you're gonna try and lie, at least try to do it convincingly. Cause like, if I was scared of someone so much that I'd rather be alone in a woods with a bear than that person specifically, I wouldn't be following them and I wouldn't be trying to antagonize them. They would be blocked on every platform and I would never interact with a single post that they posted. I'm like, I don't think you understand what fear is. Because this is not what actual fear is. This is just you're upset that someone has an opinion that makes the demographic you're a part of look kinda bad. Yeah, that thing. I'm like, I don't know why anyone is that surprised, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I wasn't shocked by the answer. And, like, the other thing that that was so funny to me, because people seem to forget it, I'm like, look, the men online who are being, like, babies about it and are saying, like, if I saw a woman in a forest get attacked by a bear now and I could save her, I wouldn't, which is, like, great job holding up your red flag and being the reason why women would rather be with a bear than a man. The people who are complaining and threatening women and wishing violence upon them are including me in the woman demographic. But here's the thing, I'm trans mask. A lot of the women picking bear over man are including me in that man part, alright? Like, maybe they trust me more, but no matter how trustworthy I am, does not, like, it doesn't change how unsafe other people are. And a lot of the people that were mad at me were just like, women, women, women. I'm like, dude, I'm included under that man part. If I had a girlfriend and I asked that question and they were like, you're my boyfriend, I love you, and I asked man or bear and they said bear, I wouldn't be mad. 'Cause fair. I'm like, if the question was bear versus woman, I might choose woman. But if it was bear versus man, bear versus humans, it would both be bear. Because it's like there's statistics at play at that point, you know? Like, it's, believe it or not, they're not choosing it because I hate men. It's just statistics. It's not an all men thing. They're just looking at the math. Push him into the bear. No, I wouldn't do that. Because I'm like, believe it or not, all these men who are being complete assholes, even if I saw them being attacked by a bear and I could help, I would, because my ego isn't as important as a life is. I mean, because, like, the thing, a lot of them are saying, like, you're taking it out of context. I'm like, the question is a random man that you don't know. You don't get to choose the man, so it's not them saying, like, I wouldn't trust any man more than a bear. I'm like, it's just literally any man on the planet. And I'm like, you see, that, yeah, that's scary. Oops. I'm like, you can't, like, you have to look at, I'm like, it is pure statistics, and it is just people looking at what is the worst possible outcome for both sides and being like, you know, is there a greater chance that I die or am permanently disfigured from the bear? Yes, but you know what? I've decided that's not the worst thing that could happen. It's like no one answering that question is saying I wouldn't trust any man on the planet versus a bear. But there are several that I really do not want to be around ever, especially not alone in the forest with. And if there's a chance I have to be stuck with them, I think I'm gonna take the bear. 'Cause you know, maybe the bear isn't hungry that day. And I saw so many, like, somebody, first of all, was, like, using someone else's story again, which they like to do that a lot. Someone was like, my mom was attacked by a bear, and she wrote a book about it. So think about that next time you get attacked by a bear. And I'm like, did anyone, when your mom published her book about being mauled by a bear, say it was your mom's fault for wearing a crop top? Did any of them say, you're a horrible person for publishing that story, that bear had an up-and-coming career in being an Olympic athlete? No, they didn't. They just saw it as a story of surviving against a bear. That's it. That would not be the case in a different issue. Because my thing is entirely like, hey, if I get killed by a bear, no one's gonna say it was my fault for getting killed by a bear. They're gonna be like, oh no, you were killed by a bear. This is a tragic loss of human life. That might not happen in the other case. If it goes badly. I'm like, if it was, can you choose a specific man versus a bear? Long list of men I would very easily choose to be in the woods over a bear. Very long list. But there's a percentage that scares me. There's a percentage of all human beings that scare me that I would be like, no. The question would make me think no matter what gender was proposed, honestly. Cause I'm like, I don't know. There were 2 teenage girls that killed someone in the woods because of Slender Man. I wouldn't really want to be in the woods with them. Well, exactly. What were you wearing that provoked the bear? Were you wearing a raw steak as a necklace when you got killed by the bear? To be fair, if someone did go out in the woods and was wearing raw steak, I would kind of be like, that was... Bear Grylls I trust more than an actual bear. I mean, because, like, the thing is, like... Don't go into the woods wearing raw steak, obviously. I would say the same thing about, like, hey, don't go to a gun range dressed up as a fucking, target practice. That's a bad idea. But it's like, the bear doesn't have any malicious intent. Like, the bear doesn't understand that it's committing an atrocity. If a bear kills you, the most it's doing it for is dinner. They're not gonna get catharsis out of it, or they're not gonna be like, serves you right, it's a bear. It either feels threatened, or you're hungry, or they're hungry. I'm like, I would not hold a grudge against a bear killing me if it was hungry, because dinner is not guaranteed in a forest. If one walks by you while you're starving, you take what you can. I'm like, it's a bear. Oh, yeah. Exactly, or it's protecting its kids, like, it's a bear. Like, it's not really, like, bears don't have the concept of murder and why it's wrong. It's just a fucking bear, man. Humans are well fucking aware of the concept, and they do it anyway. Because humans are fucked in the head a little bit in there, you know? And, like, a lot of people were bringing up, like, males have been victims of women, and I'm like, yeah, and if one of those men was posed the question, women versus bear, and said, hey, man, I'd rather take a bear than any percentage of having to be in the woods alone with that woman again, I'd be like, fair enough. Bears have property rights, don't you know? Yeah, if you're in a territory of a bear and it kills you, it does it because, like, it actually, like, genuinely kind of thinks you're a threat. If a human does it, sometimes they just want an excuse to shoot a gun. Like, neighbors will will kill other people for breaking into their neighbor's house. That's weird. It's like, okay, so you're not in danger. Your neighbors aren't home, so they're not in danger. You just want to shoot someone. That's fucking weird. You ever talk to a bear? I don't know. Bears seem alright. They're a little smelly, though. Yeah, that's a thing that people can just do in America, and it's legal for some reason, and it's like, it's not your house. Your neighbors aren't home. And, like, there's a thing out there. They could be super judgy, you're right. But I don't think they are. But, like, there is literally an audio recording of a 911 call where someone calls 911 and they're like, someone's breaking into the house and, like, trying to steal stuff from my neighbors who are on vacation. And they're like, okay, sir, like, lock your doors and stuff. And he's like, do you think I should go over there and, like, shoot them? And they're like, sir, no one's home or property is worth a life or putting someone in danger. Just sit tight. And he's like, I'm gonna do it anyway. And he did! And guess what? He did not get legally in trouble because technically the castle defense law counted for some reason. And I'm like, it wasn't even his property. That man was just looking for an excuse to shoot someone, and we all know it. I'm like, that's fucking weird. I'm like, why would you do that? I'm like, why would you purposely put yourself in danger to do that? I'm like, that's weird. And that's also someone I would not want to be stuck in alone in a forest with. Yeah, exactly. It's like, dude. Yes, thievery is wrong, but you called the police. They were aware that there was a break-in happening. You said, nah, I want to shoot someone. Why? Why would you want to do that? I'm like, people are out here calling, like, me mentally ill because I'm trans, and I'm like, y'all look for excuses to shoot another human being and possibly kill them. And I'm the mentally ill one? Yeah, they didn't get charged with anything because it's like, well, it's technically castle defense law. And it's like, but it wasn't their house. It was their neighbor's house. Also, I would be pissed if I was the neighbor, because they'd probably be like, hey, I shot this guy in your living room who was trying to, like, steal from you. I'm like, I'd be like, did you call the police first? They'd be like, oh, no, like, I did, but I'm like, why then? You called the police. I'm like, did they try to pull a gun on you from my house? Well, no, but then don't. Why would you do that? I'm like, whatever I have in my house is not worth a life unless maybe they were trying to steal my cat. I'd still be upset with the random neighbor who did that, but I'd be like, I mean, they did try to, like, steal my cat for some reason. But I'm like, no, like, flat screen or whatever is worth shooting someone. Like, people have home insurance for that. The police, like, would have already, like, found them. Like, there's a variety, like, there was probably a neighbor somewhere that had a Ring camera that would have caught them on camera. Humanity was, sometimes, you know, that is exactly how I feel. I'm like, yeah, no, that's a ridiculous thing that happened. And I can guarantee that even though there's only one phone recording of something like that happen, that it has happened multiple times. No, it is not. My first thought is if I saw someone breaking into my neighbor's house, it would be call the police and lock my own doors and make sure they're closed. And then just fucking hide under a desk. Nuke it. My first reaction would be to nuke the house that was being robbed. You know, the only... as destructive as possible. But yeah, they were like... the police even asked, they're like... are they armed? They're like, they don't look like it. It's like, okay, so you just shot an unarmed man because he was robbing a house that wasn't even yours, even though you called the police and they said that they'd be there. Okay. Cool. Wait, you're not a psycho in this economy? What in this economy is why I can't be one. Therapy is expensive. I can't afford therapy or like a padded room. Follow that up. It's like, how can I make this as destructive as possible? I could go over there and attack someone even though I have no reason to. Or, I could leave a nice big hole in the city. Epic option too. I mean, if that was a real life person, I wouldn't respect it. But in the concept of this ridiculousness, you know what? Fine. And the voices go away a little. You know, as someone who has, like, borderline schizophrenia, I have auditory and visual hallucinations. I don't think it would actually make it go away. Also, yes, fun fact, I occasionally hear voices and, like, see, like, and, like, hallucinate slightly. I'm not officially diagnosed with anything, because every time I bring it up, I'm like, look, they're very minor. I know what's real and what's not. It's not what I'm concerned with. I have bigger concerns. So, like, you can keep in mind that that's a thing that happens, but it's not what I'm concerned about at the moment. I'm like, if we manage to get through the 5,000 other things I need to be addressed, then we can talk about it. But right now, not really what I want to focus on. Oh! See, yeah. That's you know, I feel like someone living in my walls, would be a bigger problem. I'm like, that's a slightly bigger issue than... Well, I have food in the kitchen. Go get some. Do you like honeycomb ice cream? I have some of that. It's French ice cream, too. It's, like, creamier. Would you like some of that, Prish? You can have some. Help yourself. I just said you're welcome to come out. I don't think there's any air vents in my room, but... And I'm like, look, I get it. Stealing is wrong. Jail time, whatever. I'm not someone who's, like, immediately judgmental of people stealing. I'm a little bit more like, hey, really, you're gonna steal that, like, really beat-up old car? The person who uses that is probably gonna, like, be actually devastated by that. Like, they're not gonna be able to get to work. They're, like, gonna be struggling to find a job. If someone's stealing, like, a big-ass fucking sports car that's, like, brand new and clean, I don't judge it as much because, let's be honest, if someone owns a really nice, fancy sports car, they can buy another car. I'm like, you still shouldn't do it, but I'm not as morally object to it. Because, like, let's be honest, a lot of the people who steal cars, strip them down for parts, they're not doing it for extra spending money. They're doing it to pay rent. Like, most people don't want to steal to make money. They'd rather just have a normal job and live that way. But, like, have you seen rent and grocery prices right now? I'm still like, if you get caught and you have to serve a couple years in jail, I'm not, like, against that, but I'm also like, if you stole, like, a really expensive sports car, you're not ruining anyone's life. Like, if you steal it from a dealership, dealerships have insurance. If you steal it from a rich asshole's probably got a second car. Whatever. You're a bouncer? That's kind of sick, actually. But, like, if you're stealing just, like, some everyday random car, I'm gonna be honest, for a lot of people, if their car was stolen, they would be screwed. They could lose their job, they could, like... And if you don't have a car, you can't afford to get a new one, you might not be able to find another job, because everywhere is relying on cars in America. Damn. Do you got any interesting bouncer stories, Krish? I don't have any interesting stories. I don't leave the house. So, I don't have anything West and East Coast are... There's nowhere cheap to live here anymore, let's be honest. Yeah, I'm like, if I heard in the news story that, even if it was a rich person that I liked, like if Markiplier posted that he got a new car and it got stolen, I would feel bad. I'd be like, oh, that sucks. But I wouldn't be, like, torn up about it, because I'd be like, whatever. I'd be like, that sucks that your car got stolen and I feel bad for you, but that's not gonna ruin your life. You'll be fine. Yeah, the tackle, oh my god. Were they actually dressed like a clown, or do you mean that as an insult? Please tell me they were actually dressed like Ronald fucking McDonald or something. Hell yeah! Actual clown. Love it. That's great. It's 3 a.m. for you? Wait. Oh. I thought you meant like 3 the time. It was 3 a gallon. Oh, yeah. Gas here is crazy. And I hate it, because if it's anywhere but California, it shouldn't be that expensive. California, I get it because they put a bunch of taxes and stuff on it for environmental reasons, like... But, like, there are so many places where the gas is really expensive, and it's like, okay, you're just giving more money to fucking oil barons. Let's not pretend. Was there a fucking clown gang where you live? I'm sure that's, like, in real life that would be terrifying, but that's also fucking cool. Kind of like how Japan still, like, has its, like, it's not as popular anymore, but, like, since in Japan for a while, like, women just weren't allowed to have any power, there was the band of, like, Japanese schoolgirl gang leaders. I mean, I don't like to assume it's, like, Insane Clown Posse, because I like them and I like juggalos. A lot of the juggalos I've met are really nice. Like, the Insane Clown Posse is great because, like, they are, like, kind of country trash, but they're also, like, super fucking chill people. Like, you'd think people who are, like, country trash and stuff would be, like, racist and awful and stuff, and meanwhile they have a song about killing the rich, and I'm like, yeah, they basically had one, because, like, women weren't respected in any source of power, and there was, like, tension during, like, I think it was a war. And it's still a thing you see a lot in anime today. You'll see anime girls that have a shorter, like, top, but they'll have, like, a really long, like, schoolgirl, like, super long skirt, but, like, cropped schoolgirl top and, like, a bat. That is from a real historical thing. Unless the thing I saw about it was, like, a deep fake and, like, a really convincing, like, historical lie. If that's true, I got. Oh, well, I mean, unfortunately, there's bad members of, like, every single group. But, like, the Insane Clown Posse themselves is, like, pretty chill. Hi to everyone in town! That's a new one. Sure, why not? I'll just do that today. Fuck it. Hi, Gus. Hi, Marnie. Hi, Pierre. Yeah, I love ICP. A lot of their music is great, and a lot of it is, like, comical, and, like, they don't take themselves that seriously. And a lot of bands take themselves too seriously. Meanwhile, ICP is like fucking magnets. How do they work? Like the killer clown scare of 2016, where everyone was like, oh my god, there's gonna be killer clowns. Everyone run. That shit, because I never believed it. I was like, it could happen, I guess, but like, I doubt it. Oh good, Elliot, you're one of the harder ones to say hi to. Hello, Clint. Yeah, the ICP music, it's like, it's just fun. I'm like, you know, because that's like a thing, a lot of people, they're like, the music isn't good or impressive or anything. And I'm like, sometimes music doesn't have to be good or impressive. Sometimes I just want it to be fun. Also, this book, I swear, every time I can never get it right. I'm like, a lot of people are so focused on stuff having to be like perfect and amazing and groundbreaking. I'm like, sometimes I just want it to be fun. Like, it doesn't have to be this amazing, like, revelation in music. Sometimes it just needs to be fun. Ooh. Yeah, the music industry can be fucking tough like that sometimes. I mean, it's a really competitive industry, so it's not, like, surprising that stuff like that happens. Marnie, come back. I need to say... Wait, I think I already said hi to you. Is Shane about? Yeah, we love it when people are alive here. I like it when the people who... I like it when the people who watch my streams are alive. I would be very freaked out if one day I was streaming and then there was some news thing saying they were found dead at their desk. The last thing they were watching was a live streamer named Emo Dust Bunny. I'd be like, ugh. I'd be like, I am a grim specter of death. I only bring plague. Oh, you don't count as someone I need to greet, apparently. Oh my god. Guys, there's a live ghost in the chat. What's it like being a ghost, Prish? Is it as fun as the movies make it look? Dry. Very boring. Dry as in all I have to eat is drywall that I constantly zoom through. As a ghost. Is that how you're in my walls? 'Cause you're a ghost? Skincare is pointless. No matter what I do, I can't get rid of this acne. I died with it and it won't go away. I try to put it on and the serums and stuff kind of just get subsumed into my ectoplasm, but they never really fix anything. Acne. I do have some acne. Although most of it is acne scars that I can't really get rid of. And I'm like honestly kind of not really interested in getting rid of it. Cause it's funny with my acne, some people have been like, you should try microneedling, and I'm like, the problem is, a lot of stuff that cures acne scars and makes them fade is done by making your skin produce more collagen. The reason I have so many acne scars in the first place is because I have very weak and messed up collagen genetically. My body does not produce collagen that is strong enough. My acne scars have not come from me picking at my acne. It has come from me having acne and then sleeping on my side. Like, it just came from barely, like, very little, like, skin irritation. Microneedling probably would not work because it's supposed to create little mini, like, spots that then heal by producing collagen. I have a feeling that because my collagen is fucked up, microneedling would just lead to more scars, not less. Bargain bin genetic? I do, it's fine. Also, hi Nick, how are you? No, it's fine. I have bargain bin genetics. I've come to terms with it. Alright, well, I hope Harvey's in the saloon. We haven't talked to Sam or Shane. Need to talk to the fisherman as well. Ooh. Did the meeting go well? Shane, hello. What I look like a little emo twink. Like, my avatar does not look that far off from what I look like in real life. That was kind of the idea of it. Like, I didn't want, like, some super cool, badass fantasy creature. I was like, just make it a tired-ass fucking twink boy. Oof. Yeah, deadline issues, not fun. Oh no, Sam. Why have you forsaken me? Jody? Alright, let's check this. We need to talk to... I talked to Sebastian. Okay, wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing. We need to talk to Vincent, Demetrius, Linus, Sam, Willie, I'm gonna write this down because I'm gonna lose track. Okay. Scroll back up. Vincent, Demetrius, Linus, because we can see who we talked to here. Sam, Willie, Caroline. Is a trans man haircut fluffy black hair? Genetics so bad he got the chromas. Take his VTube avatar. Actually, you don't even have to remove the ears, because I base these ears off of a set of bunny ears that I own and I do wear. So, you got that. Harvey. Because if we don't finish today, we have to talk to these people tomorrow. Alright, there we go. That's our list. See if we can find more of them. I mean, it's a very stereotypical one for sure. They're not entirely wrong. I mean, hey, being behind at work in any sense is, like, very stressful, from what I've, seen. Like, my mom talks about being behind on, like, month's end and stuff, and it, like, it seems very, like, stressful. Also, I mean, if you work in, like, publication and stuff, yeah, it's gonna be rough. Because, like, publication timelines seem to be pretty strict. Damn it. He was right there. I know, like, Willie has to be at the saloon at some point, because he, like, always is. Linus? I saw a heron wading gracefully through the morning mist. Aw. That actually sounds lovely to wake up to. See, like, a cool-ass bird in the morning. Shorter, medium-length bowl cut with... Gotta have them fluffy emo bangs. You know, you gotta, like, flip your head upside down and, like, brush it, like, really upwards so it gets all nice. FTM mirror to femboy. Yeah, I mean, I'm an FTM femboy, which of course means that I have a blahaj that I sleep with every night, because I'm both trans and a femboy. I think I'm required to. Oh yeah, wolf cuts are super cool. I don't really have enough hair. My hair's very thin. I don't have thick enough hair to make wolf cuts, like, look, like, great. Oh, he's usually in here. Billy! He usually comes in here at night. What have you got for sale in terms of food? Bunch of recipes. I'll do that. That one's expensive. Oh, you have Carp Surprise, one of the worst ones. Lovely. We'll hang at the saloon a bit just in case anyone else pops in. Your hair is very pretty, baby boy. I've seen your hair. It's very nice. Thank you for following, Cool Cat Corb. You really are a cute cat. Cute cat? Cool cat, because you followed. Do you see what happens when I try to talk all at once? My brain muddles things together. I mean, I don't think that's, like, uncommon to know more trans masc or more trans femme. I'd say, like, we're pretty even in terms of numbers. People just don't think so because in terms of, like, representation and how much people talk about it, people mostly talk about trans femme people. And there's a shit ton more trans femme people in media than trans masks. Check something here. We need gold for that. And I feel like I should probably save the gold for other things, like sprinklers. They just have, like, a lot of, like, thick, very fluffy hair. Like, it looks like hair that would be fun to, like, you know, braid, because it looks, like, very soft. That kind of hair is what they have. Yeah. They have your stereotypical, like, femboyish hair. Oh yeah, that's true. Fanfiction does not... Fanfiction has all the trans people. I mean, messy hair is fun, though. We like messy hair. Do, 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 do. The music in this game is so good. Although I like the winter and fall like soundtracks like so much better than spring and summer. But like, the soundtrack of this game is just too good. Yeah, we need a large goat milk for the bundle, so we can make goat cheese, and that we can donate. You could try using, like, some, like, not like styling gel, but they make almost like it makes it softer, like conditioner and stuff. That might help with it being frizzy. if you want to try that. Alright. Big thing. What do we do? Pickaxe is still getting upgraded. We have to go talk to people. So we could bring our fishing rod in case we have time after. Yeah. I don't use like any heat on my hair. I'm too worried about damaging it. And also like holding like styling things, like most like hair dryers and curlers and stuff are like kind of heavy and they like hurt my wrists to hold them for too long. Just shaved it off. Fair enough. I used to have really long hair. And then I cut like a bunch of it off. Man, you do not realize how fucking heavy hair is until you have a bunch of it and then cut off like 80% of it. Well, okay. The thing is, there's like a history of skinheads being racist, but there's also a history of them like very much not being, because it used to be like a punk thing, and punk is about as opposite to racism as it gets. Like, there's a thing called Sharp, and it's skinheads against racial and prejudice. And it's like, it's one of those things where, like, a lot of punk rock stuff, unfortunately, got kind of fucked up and, like, co-opted by racist people, and it's like, I don't know how that happened. Because punk rock and, like, every alternative subculture has always been pretty fucking, like, progressive with that shit. And it really sucks that so much of, like, punk aesthetic and all that, like, got, like, co-opted by very racist and bad people. Because it's like, that's not what the point of it was. They're like, no, you see, that's not... I mean, I don't assume that anyone voted for anyone, unless they literally have, like, a fucking bumper sticker that says, this is who I voted for. I'm like, obviously, like, internally, like, there's not much you can do. Like, your brain will naturally try to sort people into groups based on looks, but I try really hard to, like, not think that. I liked him. I also did have the concern, I'm like, he's kind of, like, old. But, like, a lot of what he was saying was, like, yeah, true. Do I think he would have been able to get everything he wanted to get done? No. Because there's a lot of fucking Republicans in the office right now. But I liked what he was saying. I liked what he was going for. Yeah, I know. I always find it so funny though when people are like, when Trump supporters are like, Biden is too old. I'm like, yo, Trump is only like 5 years fucking younger than him. Like, I'm like, Trump is also suffering from mental decline and has to wear fucking adult diapers because he's incontinent. Come on, man. Too orange. I'm like, yo, come on, man. Like, if you gotta bring up age, you can't ignore the fact that, like, yes, he does. It was brought up. I'm sure he would deny it, but, like... Man, why is Sam so hard to talk to? Just never comes out of that room either. I guess I didn't notice because I don't talk to him as much. He's not ghostly white and he doesn't have super obviously gray hair, although it's see-through. I'm like, he's also old, guys. Come on. I'm like, also, everyone else you guys like to vote for is old. So I don't understand. It's just like, most of the criticisms they like say about Biden, I'm like, you can say about Trump, let's be honest. It's like, oh, Biden's a criminal. I'm like, yo, Trump was just found guilty on like 34 fucking felonies though. But when it's ya boy, you don't care. It's only when it's someone else you don't like that it matters. It's like the most transparent thing you've ever seen is their double standards. Someone who can't eat onions? I'm fine with it. I mean, I don't eat that many onions. Yeah, right? What kind of 4 years? The kind in prison or the kind in office? How Republican are we talking? I don't eat that many onions, so it wouldn't bother me. But it is a thing of like, there are different kinds of Republicans. Republican does not automatically mean super conservative. I'm like, I do not agree with Republicans who have like these views on economics and how economics should work. But I can at least have some level of respect for them. Because they don't immediately disrespect me. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, there's a difference between Republican citizens and the current Republican Party. I'm like, there's a level of Republican that I can tolerate fairly easily. I'm like, I don't agree with how you think economics works. I don't agree with how much you think we should spend on the military, but I can at least see your logic. Over someone who doesn't eat onion. Really? That's interesting, actually. They just like onions that much? Yeah. I've heard that the UK is not doing well either. Man, where's the fucking Demetrius? Onion farmers. Are your parents onion farmers, Prish? Very important question. I mean, I will admit, it would really suck if, like, everything you cooked someone did not like and wouldn't eat. That would kind of suck. Go to the fountain west of the community center? Okay. Apparently he's over here. Aha. Hello, Demetrius. Alright, the last person we have to talk to is Sam. I can't see the comments, the chat right now. I'm looking at the wiki and it's taking up the whole screen. It's Tuesday. And I don't think it's their birthday. Walks to the beach. Okay. fuck's also... Just people who don't like flavor, yeah. I mean, garlic, I love garlic. I'm asexual, so of course I'm like, garlic on everything! Oh, great, yeah, so you don't have any good options either. You. Why can't I... Huh? Why can't I talk to him? What? I need to talk to him. Did I already talk to him and I didn't notice? Is it Harvey that I'm missing? Great. So if it's Harvey I'm missing, I'm screwed. Because, like, Harvey is also really annoying to try and find. Tuesday. Alright. Well, if it's Harvey I'm missing, he goes to the saloon. Apparently I've talked to Sam. I like spicy food. Some of it, at least. I'm not one of those people that's like, anything spicy I'll eat. I'm picky. I'm a very picky eater. Doesn't taste like much. Hey, some of it's good. Mac and cheese is good. Ah, yeah, the greens. Yeah. We kind of only... I mean, we technically have more options, but, you know, the third-party options never really fucking make it anywhere. I'm both picky and get sick eating a lot of stuff. I'm picky on texture. I could eat things that have a bad texture and not get physically ill, but also a lot of things make me physically ill. I'm not super picky about mac and cheese. I'll eat microwavable mac and cheese. I like Asian, like Korean and Japanese and Chinese food the best, personally. You know, East Asian food is more my style. I haven't had much Indian food. I do know their bread and bread-like meals, though. They're very good with that shit. Mwah. That stuff's perfect. No breadcrumbs. Hate it. I don't like the texture. It's yucky. I will try and trust you on that, but I'm gonna be honest, I haven't had much. And the stuff I have had was alright, but it wasn't my favorite. I'm a fucking ramen person. I'm like a fucking, like, chicken, like pot stickers and ramen and sushi person. That is my shit. I eat that, like, every single day. It said that he'd be here. Where is he? Harvey. Harvey! We're gonna have to fucking catch him tomorrow. I like my manga. That was an easy joke to make. I'll make a joke that's not safe for work. I'll send it to you personally because I'm generally trying to keep the Twitch kind of safe for work-ish. Ah, bagels are great. You know what's funny? My family doesn't celebrate Valentine's Day. We celebrate Bagel Day. So every time it's Valentine's Day, we go out, we get fresh made bagels, we get a variety of cream cheeses. Bagels are delicious. Stupid fucking Harvey, man. Yeah, the East Coast got all the bagels, don't it? What is a UFO? Bagels are like a Boston thing especially, aren't they? Like Boston and New York is a bagel thing. The East Coast Convention is in town. I think today's gonna be the last in-game day I do. My voice is starting to feel it. It doesn't help that it's like, we got some bad air quality out here right now. Like, it's bad right now. Where's the bucket? Where's my milk pail? Did I miss it? Jersey boy. Living in one of the most polluted places. Hey! You can bond over your, you can bond over your mutual lung whatever problem. Oh, Jersey is like... Jersey has bad air quality. It's not so bad. Maybe you just gained immunity from living in it for so long. I'm like pretty sure you guys have like... Cause like, there are a lot of places in New Jersey that are like big ass cities and they usually have like bad air quality. I just have bad air quality because there's a lot of fucking dust storms here. And also wildfires. I mean, depending on what metric though, that's real bad because air quality... By one metric, 0 to 50 is good because it's measuring particulates. So 200 could be terrible. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure 200 is bad. No, why would you do that? No. Why? No. Why? Yeah, 200 by one metric is considered unhealthy, and it can be bad with for people with heart disease. And it usually happens from things like heavy traffic, which I hear New Jersey has a decent amount of. Yeah, I was gonna say. Ugh, at least you did it when I wasn't around anyone. Because if you do it around the villagers, they're like, why would you do that? And I'm like, I don't know. Someone dared me to. I'm like, I was cursed. Somebody cursed me to do this truly awful act. Also, we do have a bit of, like, gold quality that we can sell and get a decent amount for. Don't tempt fate. Alright, I am going to check what it takes for a barn upgrade. Another one. Because 25,000 gold, 550 wood, 300 stone. Alright. Because I want the barn to be upgraded first, like fully. Because if you don't get pigs before winter, you cannot finish the community center. Speaking of the community center, gonna check everything to see if we need it. That's right, we do need wood and hardwood for stuff. We're gonna do a big community center run. Go donate a bunch of stuff. Oh yeah, don't dox yourself. Yeah, we don't have great air quality right now because there's like a wildfire going on kind of nearby. I guess that is an important factor on where you live in Jersey. Good to know. Oh, we could have used an aquamarine. Oh, we need wheat. So we should plant some wheat. I don't think wheat takes too long to grow. And I think it can also grow in fall, so we're fine. The other half says it the right way. Uh-oh. There's gonna be a fight. Ah, shoot. We needed to bring multiple. Well. Everyone prepare for the fight between the New Jerseyans. I don't think there's anything that identifying about where I live where it could be like, oh, what part are you from? There's pretty much exactly one area that differs from the rest of the state. And I guess at that point it just turns into, does it snow where you live? And if that case, well then we know exactly where you live. Because it's like the only fucking part where that happens. Oh, this is in the construction bundle, it's elsewhere. Which also means, okay, we're gonna go back, we're gonna grab some more stuff, do multiple trips, because I want this to be as filled out as possible. Where's the construction bundle? Hey. Is it in here? Oh my god. Stone, aquamarine, and a gold bar. You have a coffee today? I don't really have any, like... I don't really have any accent that people can, like, discern what part of America I'm from. I kind of just have, like, the base American-sounding accent. Four fucking coffees, my god. Jesus Christ, y'all gonna have a heart attack. Oh, I say y'all. That might be I say y'all a lot. I'm from Femboy Land. Correct. You. You fucked it up, Harvey. Almost got to do the fucking greeting thing. Couldn't. Yeah. I say y'all, it's the only thing that is at all, like, identifiable. Getting multiple bundles complete. Although y'all is starting to become a more common word, so you'll never find out. Wawa and Quick Check are like, they're like convenience stores, right? Yeah. We got this, where I live, we got some, types of gas stations. Gonna look it up to make sure it's not, state exclusive. Midwestern, Southern, and Western states. Cool. This won't out me. We got our main one. I'd say the main, like, convenience gas station type store we have is Quick Trip. Obviously everyone has the 7-Eleven, but the Quick Trip is the nice one here. That's the one that you like, oh, let's walk down to the Quick Trip, get some fucking food. You know, that kind of thing. What does Willie like for his birthday? Diamond, gold bar, mead, catfish. I mean, we have a diamond. We could do that. I mean, I feel like everywhere has, like, that's the convenience store you go to. Like, Japan has 7-Eleven. That's, like, a big thing there. They're like, yeah, let's go to the 7-Eleven and get some snacks. Every single culture has the snack stop. For me, it's Quick Trip. Depending on where in the area that Quick Trip operates, it could be the Quick Trip with like a really shitty Midwestern accent that I can't do. They say it very differently. Like some, like Midwesterns, the way they say Quick Trip is like very, like, it's a thing. It's like a stereotype. But for us, it's not really something that's like discernible. But it is kind of in our culture. The ultimate debate happening here. There's no debate when it's here. I don't know if it's like something that's ingrained in like... Because the thing is, I don't think the area I live in has a culture. It doesn't have like a super strong culture. Other than telling everyone to shut the fuck up about when it's hot. Weird Man, thank you for subscribing for 3 months. You've been like subscribed the whole time. Was that Willie I saw? Go that way? No. Our culture is spitefully telling everyone that they get to shut the hell up about how hot it is. Any of you northern, like, East Coast people ever try to say anything about how it's hot? Shut your mouth. You don't know anything. Just like we can't complain about winter and how it's cold, because, like, let's be honest. We can't complain about it being cold. That's like a northern and like kind of more specifically East Coast thing. Being cold is easier than being hot though, because you can always put on more layers. I could strip down to I could skin myself and I would still be too hot. That's barely an exaggeration. You should hate the heat. It's worse. Summer. It's a Wednesday. Okay, let's go give her this, because it's what she wanted. Are you sure you're... I mean, they're also, like, kind of young. Baby, you're, like, in your, like, 20s. Baby boy. Yeah. Well, that's what we do as well. Like, Minnesota, you get to complain about how... You get to tell everyone to shut up. They don't know what cold is while complaining about how cold it is. Guess what? I complain about how hot it is all the time, and I will not hear anyone else complain about it. Because they're wrong. They don't know heat. You're nearly 30? Also, yeah, Prish does not ever... They change what their age is, like, all the time. You look really young for nearly 30, gonna be honest. Shore or beach? I call it the beach. I'm landlocked. I don't get to see the beach that often. It's the shore, you heathen. Whatever. You can yell at me for calling it the beach and not the shore. But I know for a fact that most of y'all fuckers in the north do not know how to pronounce any fucking Latin type words. Like any Hispanic words, y'all suck at it. It's painful to watch you try. No. Here's the thing. Everyone always says, every time, the humidity, though, the humidity, it makes it worse. No, it doesn't. The UV index where I live right now is 10. You get sunburnt in 10 minutes if you go outside. No, because everyone is like, the humidity makes it worse. It's not worse if your temperature difference is 20 degrees lower. Hard to breathe. It's dusty here. It ain't easy to breathe where I lived either. You breathe in and it's just dust in your lungs. That's light, not heat. It feels like heat. You walk outside, you feel your skin cooking. And the UV index is going to get higher here. That's how it be. British heat is nothing. I have been to places where it's humid and 70 degrees. It's fine. Y'all are babies. Come back to me when it's 100 degrees plus for 7 months out of the year. Then y'all can talk. No one in the UK especially is allowed to complain about the heat when you live in the fucking west of the United States. Like, nah. The UK can complain about how cold it is there all year round. You're correct. The winters there seem real bad. But I got all of y'all beat on summer. Every single one of you. And it's not like we never have humidity. We have a whole season here where it's humid and 100 degrees at the same time. But the thing about humidity is it usually means that there's at least clouds. Yes. If you come out, I'm not even lying. You can be in a fully lit room and walk outside and it still feels like you're being hit with a flash grenade because it's so fucking bright. It's awful. I hate it. I'm like, it hurts your eyes. It's so awful. That's the gayest thing ever. Just get some clouds done. We don't have clouds here. It's the driest bitch ever. Clouds are made of water, which is why when it's humid there are usually at least clouds or some shade. Like, your skin burns unless normal people's skin burns in about 12 minutes with sun exposure here. I burn in 3 fucking minutes. I use an umbrella. I have to leave the house with a parasol every day. I'm not joking. I put on sunscreen and carry a parasol just to get the mail. Because, like, I walk outside and I immediately feel my skin start to burn. I'm like, if the humidity was like, it was humid and it was like a 5 to 10 degree difference, you're correct. But, like, if it is a difference of 20 degrees or higher, humidity don't make up for that shit. It just doesn't. I am a vampire. I'm pale as shit, man. I go outside and the sunlight, like, reflects off of me. Somebody could use me as, like, a softbox to, like, diffuse light. I burn real fucking fast because my genetics is, like, 9,000% Scottish and Irish. Or, like, and, like, slightly a little bit, like, areas around Russia where it's just snow 9 months of the year with, like, no sunlight. I am a pale-ass bitch. The sun is not my friend, and I'm stuck here. Like, I'm Scottish enough that my grandfather can actually claim his Scottish heritage and move to Scotland and become a citizen. like, our Scottishness is not that far removed, because his grandpa lived in Scotland, so he could move there and get and get his citizenship there real easy. I will rest in little charred pieces. None of y'all can say shit about the heat, because this is the worst place ever to live in terms of heat. There's exactly like 3 places I will let complain about heat to me, and there only 2 of them are allowed to be like, no, you shut up and sit down. And like, they're literally the hottest places on the planet. And I will occasionally let Florida complain about it, because they are subjected to living in Florida. I'm like, fine. You can complain about the heat because Florida is also miserable. I still don't think it's as bad, but you're also stuck in Florida. So fine. I'll let you complain because Florida is objectively one of the fucking hellyish places to live. Other than that, though, everyone gets to shut up. Trust me, humidity heat is not as bad. The only reason you think dry heat is better is because the dry heat you've experienced is like 90 degrees. Much different story. I'm like, come back to me when you can bake bread in your car. Florida is not the Australia of the continent. There's a different state that is, and it's worse. It's like, it's not worse than Florida in terms of the people who live there, but Florida is not the Australia, because Florida is fucking tropical. A lot of Australia is a desert that's swarming with spiders and poisonous snakes, and there are much more Australia-ish places in this country than Florida. Florida has crocodiles. They don't have snakes or poisonous spiders, and that's the Australia thing. Also, just the people in Florida are either like old as hell and they suck, or they're fucking insane. Alligators. You're right, it's gators, not crocs. But no, Florida don't have like the crazy fucking like lizards and spiders. That's a cowboy country thing. Because, like, the thing about Australia is, like, oh, it's spiders everywhere. That's not a Florida thing. Spiders is like a Mojave, Sonoran desert type shit thing. That's where your spiders are. I've visited a lot of the southern western type states because I live in the area. That's where the speeders are. And I like speeders. But, like, they also got the scorpions, and those things are, like... Those things are kind of like if your baby or, like, a animal or pet gets stung by a scorpion, you might want to start picking out a coffin. Yeah, see, I mean, where I live, it's a lot of Hispanic food, which is also, mwah, delicious. But, like, Italian and Jewish food is also real good. I mean, is bagels. Like, come on. Bagels are the fucking best. And then Italians got, like, I don't think Italians have ever missed when it comes to their food. I've had good bagels. Like, actually really good ones. Because we have, like, Einstein Bros, which, like, was started in, like, Boston, New York-y type area. Greek food's also good. But, like, I don't think I could name literally any Italian dish that I'm, like, if I don't like it, I don't object to it existing. Whereas some food from some cultures, I'm like, look, y'all got real good food you usually don't miss, but what the hell is that? Unless it's the UK, in which case I'm always like, what the hell is that? Why do we hold on to a genetic heritage? We don't have much culture in America. We don't have, like, ooh, such amazing, great pizza. We have very Americanized pizza. But we do got some bagels. Okay, admit it, the UK doesn't have a lot of good food. It's like America. All the good food that the UK has was not made by them. If it's patisserie, it was made by the French. If it's like normal savory food, it was made by the fucking Indians, and we all know it. Most of the UK's food, terrible. Real bad. Like, there's a reason why during Brexit everyone was panicking. They're like, what if we can't have Indian food anymore? Because they were worried about trade routes getting fucked up. Like, they weren't worried about, what if we can't have our like, UK food anymore? They were worried about not being able to trade for Indian spices after Brexit. I'm not arguing that you guys have the best pizza, but if any of y'all say that you have good Mexican food, you are liars. I mean, sausage rolls I've heard are good. But, like, curry is not actually English food. It's in a lot of your meals because the British owned India for an extremely long time. But it's not y'all food. Trifle can be good or bad. There's some real bad trifle out there. But I also think trifle and scones were originally French creations. But yeah, it's like, America, I argue, a lot of our food that's good, that people associate with, like, people associate, like, hot dogs and hamburgers and pizza, like, American food. I'm like, those all come from different cultures. I could take or leave black pudding. But, like, I'm gonna be honest, most of the American food that's good food, not white American food. It's soul food, which is not a white American creation originally. Like, mac and cheese and fried chicken, that did not originally come from white people. That's, like, good, like, that's soul food. I'm like, the joke about, like, oh, white people can't season their food, it's not always correct, but it's, like, historically more correct in America. Cornish pastry I've had, it's good. But, like, I don't think any UK actual savory food I have ever really thought was that good. Y'all got, like, some good pastries and stuff, I'll give you that. But when it comes to savory stuff, I've never been that wowed by it. I'm like, America is like a big ass country, so we got different places where it's like, nah, you can't, like, it's like, hey, pizza is not as good in the Southwest as it is in, like, the North and, like, in, like, New York and stuff. However, if anyone from the North is like, let's get Mexican food while I'm visiting them, I'm not fucking eating it because it's gonna suck. People who live in, like, New York and New Jersey, y'all don't know what good Mexican food is. And I hate trying to hear you order it, because you always say it wrong. And, like, I'm bad at talking, so I don't always say it correct either, but for some reason, Northern America always finds the wrongest way to say Hispanic words. Like what? Or they just don't try and call it Spanish words, and they're like, it's cheese dip, it's fucking queso. Stop calling it cheese dip, it's queso. Please, it hurts. It is not the best I'm like, God, what was that one clip I saw of someone who lived in, like, Northern America ordering, like, this Hispanic dish completely wrong? Yorkshire, okay, I've had Yorkshire pudding, they've got a point there. But again, it is my point of all your pastries and desserts are pretty good. The rest of it isn't. I'm like, I can't say empanada that great, but I've seen people from the north try and say it, and it's real bad. Because there's like a Y sound that's like, it's like emphasized, and I'm really bad at saying it because I have like a problem. But like I've seen people like they can't even say like paella correct. They're like paella, and it's like no, stop it. And it's like, it's just because the area you live in doesn't have a lot of Hispanic people, so you don't know how to, like... You don't know how to, like... Or, like, enchiladas, I've seen y'all fuck that up a few times. Oh, what is the one thing? There's this one fucking video I saw where it was, like, a really basic... fucking food, and y'all said it so bad it was embarrassing. Fajitas is often fucked up because you live in an area where like the J sound, you don't realize how to say. I have seen so many East Coasters not say empanadas correctly. Took Spanish in middle school. I'm a bit of a Spanish classes that aren't taught by Hispanic teachers are bullshit, and I know that because I've seen Hispanic teacher, like I've seen a white Spanish teacher in a class full of fucking Hispanic students be like teach it, and every Hispanic student who speaks fucking Spanish is sitting there like, what the fuck are they talking about? And also, people, if you live on the East Coast, you also don't know what Mexican food tastes like. I have gone to the East Coast to like visit people, like family, and they're like, let's get Mexican food. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, I love Mexican food. Ordered it, holy shit, it was not Mexican food. I'm like, that's not fucking Mexican food. That shit is a crime against nature. I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, look, y'all guys can be like, you guys don't know real good Italian food in the Southwest, and you might be right, you probably are right, but you definitely don't know what good Hispanic food is. Because, like, the Southwest, we all live, like, right on the fucking border, so we know what good Mexican food is. It would take us 5 hours to go into Mexico to order Mexican food. It would be, like, it would be a very, like, average road trip. And, we just have a lot of Hispanic immigrants here that know how to cook their food. But, like, man, going to the East Coast, I was in Boston, we tried to order Mexican food, it was so bad. I was like, alright, look up what the East Coast food is known for. I was like, bagels, pizza, Italian food, cool, we're eating that and not Mexican food ever again from here. But yeah, there are so many places that legitimately Mexican restaurants will put on the menu because fucking people don't know what queso is and don't know how to say it. They have to put cheese dip. No. Like, stop calling it cheese dip. I know it is technically a cheese you dip it into, but it would be like somebody else saying, oh, it's tomato dip. When they're talking about, like, ketchup. I would tell your coworkers most likely they don't have good Mexican food, because they probably don't. I'm sure, like, it is still food that is tasty, but most of it is, like, not really Hispanic food. It's, like, it's a very different version of it. And when you come from the Southwest and you go somewhere that is not the Southwest and order Mexican food, it is so different from what you were expecting to get that you're just like, okay. Because when you're expecting one thing and then you get something completely different, you're like, oh dear. Well, then they probably... If they make their own fucking food, it's probably fine. I'm talking about, like, the restaurants up there don't know anything. If you ever walk into a Mexican restaurant and queso is called cheese dip, by the way... Oh, I don't want to eat... No. Oh my... Yeah, leave. And so many restaurants outside of the South. Like, there's not a single restaurant in the Southwest that would ever call queso cheese dip. Or would ever call any Mexican food a different name for it. Like, we just wouldn't. But, like, there are so many restaurants, like, everywhere else in the United States where they call queso cheese dip, and it's like, nope. It's like, yeah, can I have some tomato dip with my fries? Like, no. I hate, it's like, it's such a weird thing, because I have, like, heard people who are perfectly lovely, but they call queso cheese dip, and I'm like, that's not what that is. Yeah, tomato dip. Instead of ketchup. Because that's basically what calling queso cheese dip is like. It's like calling ketchup tomato dip. It's like, I guess you're sort of correct, but no. But that feels so wrong to do that. That's some Midwestern stuff. Well, when Midwesterns say cheese dip, it's usually Midwestern cheese dip. It's not, like, trying to be Hispanic. Like, there's actual cheese dip, and of course it's, like, a Wisconsin Midwestern thing, because it's, like, legitimately something different. Because Wisconsin and, like, Midwest people are, like, cheese and everything. They're like, you want a martini? It's coming with cheese-stuffed olives. Look, all I'm saying is most of the restaurants I have eaten at outside of the Southwest is white people taco night. I'm like, it's either Tex-Mex or it's Taco fucking Bell. And just no. I'm like, if I can't find, like, some good-ass, like, fire-grilled chicken, like, corn, like, tortilla tacos somewhere, then no. I'm like, just no. And it's like, look, I've had white people taco night because, let's be honest, it's easy. Even though my family has lived in Arizona forever and my mom was, like, born here. Or, like, the Southwest. Well, I'm not in Arizona anymore, but you know what I mean. I know you guys go to the local places. I went to one of the smaller places and it still sucked. Like, a lot of my family has lived or was born in the Southwest, and we kind of stuck here because, you know, moving across the country is really fucking hard. Yo, I put, like, beans and, like, pico de gallo and, and, like, hot sauce, like, tapatio. And I know that flour tortillas are, like, actually, like, more traditional for a lot of stuff, but I think corn tortillas are better for tacos. I don't put none of that, like, ground beef stuff on there. Absolutely not. I do, like, fire-grilled chicken. And then I do, like, black beans and, like, lettuce. Lettuce isn't the most traditional either, but, like, I need more vegetables and, like, liquid. Oh, you're one of those cilantro soap people. That's fine then. If it's legitimately a thing where cilantro tastes really weird to you, then that's fine. Like, I don't judge that. But it does make eating a lot of, like, authentic Hispanic food a little hard. Yeah, but ground beef tacos they're wrong. Like, I'll still eat them if I'm at, like, a white people taco night. Like, it's not terrible or nothing, but it's just not accurate. It feels like, it's like, okay, this is specifically a white people taco night situation. Like, this isn't, like, a more authentic Hispanic food. This is a white people taco night. You know what's funny, though? I think one of the funniest things I saw was a Hispanic comedian. They were like, it's relevant, by the way. They went to a food stand, and they were like, hey, can I have tacos? And the person was like, I don't sell tacos. I'm Greek. I spell gyros. And they're like, fine, can I have a gyro or whatever? And they're like, it's gyro, not gyro. And they're like, fine. What's a gyro? It's like a taco. Alright, can I have two then? And it's like, oh, if you took out a can of fucking Cheese Whiz for tacos, I would like actually fucking, I would have a heart attack. A, because I think Cheese Whiz is the most disgusting thing on the planet, so I'd have one if you took it out on for literally any occasion. I'd be like, but for tacos especially, I feel like that's a sin. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really put cheese on my tacos. I feel like a lot of times it doesn't need it. I'm not much of a quesadilla person either. It's just because the type of cheese they put in quesadillas is like not my, like I prefer like mozzarella, and that's not really something you put in a quesadilla. You are supposed to spice the meat, by the way. I'm aware. Look, I am like either like I want like spicy like fire grilled chicken, or I want unseasoned raw meat, which is, you know, sushi. Cause like the actual fish in sushi isn't seasoned. It just is like packaged with vegetables and stuff. But like super spicy fire grilled chicken, ugh, it's so good. I wish I could find it like in more places, but unfortunately I'm like I'm in this like catch-22 situation where I like authentic Mexican food a lot better, but a lot of it from like smaller like actual authentic places, it has a lot of oil, and my stomach does not handle oil well. So I'm stuck with like getting like shitty fucking Chipotle tacos and then putting my own spices on it because I don't have any other. Cuz Chipotle is like bland and like kind of terrible, but it doesn't have a lot of oil. So I just have to kind of fucking figure it out myself. You know, that doesn't surprise me, cuz it is also a thing of like the area you live in is like right next to the New England area part of America. So yeah, of course there's Indian restaurants. I will say, I would bet a decent amount of money that the Indian restaurants around here are not the best. That I would bet pretty easily. Like, the Southwest has, like, there's only a few, like, types of food we do well, and it's, like, shitty white people food and Hispanic food. That's the food that we have around here. And I think the only other place that does Hispanic food well is, like, Florida, because they have a lot of, like, Cuban restaurants. That's pretty good. But, like, a lot of places further up north, it's a lot more of, like, still the melting pot idea, so it has more range, but Hispanic food usually isn't one of them. That ain't from Jersey. I feel like it probably wouldn't be. Just because it's one of those things of like, I don't know. Although I've heard like Indian food and Mexican food like compared, not directly in terms of flavor, but a lot of the general staples are just kind of like, it's the same food but in a different font. Oh. Well, I mean, a lot of Utah food sucks because Mormons. Like, let's be honest, Utah's doomed because Mormon. Mormons suck the fun out of everything. Of course, nothing in Utah is good. Duh. The only thing Utah has going for it is it has, like, all the best, like, soda shops because Mormons are fucking obsessed with soda for some reason. They're obsessed with it because they're not allowed to drink. Mormons suck. Could have stopped there. Oh, I know. all of the Southwest has towns popping up everywhere that it's like, that's the Mormon town. You go through all of the Southwest, and there's a pretty good chance that you run into someone who used to be Mormon. I'm like, Mormons are like kind of everywhere, but the Southwest especially, because Utah's their main place, and they've kind of just been spreading out since. Like, the town I live in is super Mormon, and you can tell it's super Mormon because I've never once had them knock on my door. Because it's not worth their time to try and convert people here, because they're most likely already Mormon. Which is why I hate it here. Also, another reason you can tell it's Mormon is because the area I live in has almost no bars that aren't, like, sports bars. Because sports bars do well everywhere. But there's no, like, just normal bars. Because not a lot of people here drink. And it's like, I don't drink either, but, like, no bars also means no gay bars. And it's like, if you're queer and living in a really, like, big-ass Mormon town, I feel for you because, man, it sucks. Oh, I know. New York, Jersey, those places, shit ton of gay bars. You got the big-ass pride festivals, too. There ain't nothing like that here. I'm not even kidding. I was on, like, Tinder or something for years. Bitch, I found, like, no one. Everyone I, like, talked with lives, like, real far out. Like, they do not live in the same area I live in. And even, which makes it hard to meet up. But I found fucking no one. We got gay bars? Oh yeah, don't you live in a certain section that's, like, kind of, like, real conservative? I mean, not all of Central Jersey is like that. Just, like, not all of the section where I live is super Mormon. It's one specific pinpoint area. And you're just kind of stuck in the middle of it. You're just driving past all the LDS churches. Well, it's called Asbury. Of course it's 50% gay bars. They really named a town Asbury and think the queers wouldn't notice. Yeah, that's a huge thing. Like, Texas is, like, a lot of Texas is, like, real bad for queer people. And then there's Austin? Do you know how many people I've met who are queer, who are from fucking Austin, Texas? Like, it's just this one place in Texas that's, like, just the gayest fucking place ever. Like, I met someone here, and then they moved to Austin, Texas. I have met people online that are, like, mutuals on Twitter and Reddit that are from Austin, Texas. So many of them are in Austin, Texas for some reason. I'm like, that's just the Southwest gay place to be, I guess. I guess except for, like, you know, California, obviously. But I don't really like California. Because a lot of people in California are, like, snooty. California's expensive and people are snooty. It's a very snooty culture over there. I don't like it. Tex ass. Everyone's like, text this ass. West Coast is... I mean, there's only two coasts, but I don't think I disagree with you. I mean, isn't basically the entirety of the West Coast just fucking California? It's like California and then a little bit is Washington. Everyone is so... I don't care about them being hipster. I care about that's, like, where every fucking problematic rich-ass influencer lives, and I hate, like, every single one of them. That's where all the dramatic fucking, like, makeup people and, like... Because the makeup industry is fucking wild, and, like... Every day there's some makeup influencer who fucked up, and they all live there. And I'm like, nope. None of them, please. It's like makeup influencers and like fitness and health influencers are like the most toxic people ever, and they all live in LA. I'm like, LA is horrible. Living in LA is basically just a wealth flaunt, and I hate it. I'm like, people are starting to move. I think people from California, the reason Texas and Arizona and Utah and those places are starting to get more expensive, and like New Mexico, is because a bunch of people, like conservatives from California who don't like how gay it is, are starting to move to all those places. But because they live in California and they chose to for so long, they're still like them rich flaunty fucking people who are like, I'm rich, I get what I want, but I'm just the rich kind that hates gays. Right? Like the beautiful brick roads, like old, like New England type like town squares, so pretty. A history of organized crime. Don't worry, the West Coast just has organized crime. New Mexico is literally known for being like full of meth cartels. That's where Breaking Bad took place for a reason. I knew someone who lived in New Mexico, and they're like, yeah, it is a 10-minute drive to see where they filmed Breaking Bad. And I was like, oh, really? And they're like, yeah. I mean, there's a reason that they filmed a show about crystal meth in New Mexico. I'm not saying the show is wrong, but... Oh! I mean, Florida is East Coast. That's a pretty big, like, dent in your argument there. Florida. Florida's pretty, heroin-y as well, from what I've, seen in media. Although, Florida's kind of drug in general, just all of them everywhere. What is the heroin capital of the world if it's not Florida? I'm curious. Because I feel like it would be Florida. Although I guess I would see Florida as more like Trenton. Is Trenton New Jersey or New York? Y'all are gonna kill me for confusing that. All the states over there are so small. It's so much easier when you get to this side and everything's just huge. I mean, I guess I'm not shocked that there's an area in New Jersey that's a blank drug capital of the world. Apparently they didn't know. I feel like New York is just classified as, like, what, the whiskey capital of the world? Or just drinking in general. You know what I found really interesting is all these states have different, like, state, like, alcohol. Like, this is the state drink. And I think the thing that made me laugh the most, it was, like, either, like, Alabama or Louisiana, one of those, like, deep fucking South states. The state official drink was moonshine, parentheses, illegal kind. I'm like, you gotta, like, that's how deep South and, like, just fucking country bumpkin you are. When your fucking state drink is moonshine, parentheses, illegal. One of the other ones was moonshine, the not illegal kind, like the shelf kind, but one of them was moonshine, like home-brewed moonshine. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. And then, of course, you come down to the Southwest, and most of it's, like, tequila-based. It's, like, a lot of it you can kind of guess. You're like, oh, like, Wisconsin, like, Midwest places, gonna be a lot of beer. Southwest, gonna be a lot of tequila. And then New England, you gotta guess, it's, like, that's gonna be a lot of, like, whiskey and stuff. And then Deep South is just moonshine. It's like, oh no. That's really sad, actually. cheese water. Here, you know what? I can look it up. Is that a fun stream thing? Look up all the state drinks. And then there's a few that are alcohol that don't have one because they're a like strict alcohol law state. And as you can guess, Utah's fucking one of them. Well, that's not the alcoholic list. That's just the normal one. Since I'm on the normal, apparently a lot of states drink that isn't alcohol is milk. And I'm guessing Wisconsin is as well. Alright, unofficial list of every state's signature cocktail. Oh no, some of these are really weirdly named. Why? Four Loko. We'll see. Maybe it'll have for... Alabama is a yellow hammer. Oh, it's not moonshine. Look at that. Yeah, Alaska's weird. It's like, of course Alaska's is fucking weird. It's called a duck fart, and it looks like it's like mainly a cream liqueur with like Irish, like Baileys and whiskey. I mean, Alaska's like 90% fucking uninhabited. Arizona, tequila sunrise. There you go. Texas, I'm gonna guess, is another fucking tequila thing. Same with New Mexico. Arkansas's Razorback. Oh, of course California's fucking Napa Valley wine. Uppity shit. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but I'm also like, great. It's also like, come on. So much of California is like, California is like rich and sophisticated. And I'm like, okay, the other half of California would disagree. Let's see. New Jersey is gonna be a little down the line. Hawaii is Mai Tai. That's not shocking. Indiana is a Jaeger bomb made with fucking Red Bull, apparently. Kentucky is a mint julep. That also seems obvious. Here. New... Because it's an N, so it's going to take a little bit of scrolling. Nebraska, Nevada. New Jersey is apparently the Jack Rose. In the early 20th century it was made. It's made with Applejack, grenadine, and lemon juice. New York is Long Island iced tea, go figure. It's like a pretty, like, name. Rhode Island has a Rhode Island red drink. South Carolina's alcoholic sweet tea also makes sense. Yeah, Tennessee, moonshine. Tennessee, you got problems. Oh my god. So Utah's, apparently... It has some of the strangest and strictest liquor laws. I'm not even joking. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Apparently, Utah's most popular drink in terms of alcohol, if it was to have a state drink, it would be Polygamy Nitro Porter. It's a beer. Utah has the lowest alcohol consumption in the country. However, Wasatch Brewery was the first brewery in Utah, and the rules chart for most popular beers in Utah, especially the Polygamy Nitro Porter. Holy shit, Utah. Your most selling beer is called the fucking Polygamy. Utah. How did you make alcohol Mormon? Jesus fucking Christ. I'm like, I was just expecting it to be nothing. Oh my god. The box has like this fucking like biblical ass looking thing on it too. Holy shit. Apparently Wyoming is fucking Frangio, which is also some like that's some is Wyoming known for fucking like frat parties? Like what Frangia seems like a upsetting choice to be like that's the most sold one in the state. Oklahoma is the Bloody Mary, apparently. Alright, where's Wisconsin? How did Wisconsin make it cheese related? Let's find out. Oh, Wisconsin is an old fashioned. You know, that makes sense, but I'm kind of surprised it's not a fucking gin with cheese stuffed olives on a stick. Because that's the thing they have. They will serve like martinis with olives, but the olives have fucking cheese in them. I'm like, yo, cheese is real good. I won't deny it. But Wisconsin's a lot sometimes. Yeah, I watched a video. It was like an old ass like fucking BuzzFeed video where they tried every single state drink. I cannot believe Utah. Like Utah. Really? Your most popular drink that's alcoholic is the fucking polygamy. That's like, look, I'm polyamorous. I'm not immediately against polygamy and being married to like multiple people being illegal. But we all know the way Utah does it is wrong because it's like men can have multiple wives, but wives can't marry multiple people. I know, it's very gay to be like, yeah, I'll love multiple people and have multiple partners. I'm like, I'm not immediately against. Like, if I had multiple girlfriends or multiple boyfriends, I would be like, hey, I can only get married to one. That kind of sucks a little bit. But, like, let's be honest, when Utah says polygamy, everyone gets a little fucking nervous. Utah, I think, is one of the least gay states ever. Because that's the Mormon state. Like, it just is. Everyone knows that. Like, there's a joke. There's, like, a YouTube short / TikTok series where it's, like, Utah mom when it's Christmas or Utah mom. But, like, one of the jokes is, like, I have to have my morning drink, Chicken Lee. And it's her pouring a shit ton of Coca-Cola with, like, a bunch of different flavored syrups into a Stanley. And it's like, oh, Utah mom means Mormon. That's all that means. Nothing gayer than trying to act not gay. You know what's weird though? Mormons hate the gays, but they're real into theater. And it's like, I don't know how, it's like, you hate the gays, but you kind of need them for like the shit you care about. Anyway, my voice is starting to go. You know, I'd be able to feel it. It's getting that signature rasp. So, I should end it now. It was fun talking about different, like, foods and, you know, making fun of UK food, because everyone can agree on that. Oh, maybe it's because my microphone sucks, but it's starting to get really bad. I am planning on making one. I need to talk to some people who can help me mod it, though. Because I want it to be set up correctly. In case I somehow randomly blow up overnight and then all of a sudden there's 50 people in the Discord. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I'm like, does anyone want to be a mod but like actually try and keep things in order? And everyone's like, no. And I'm like, fair enough. But it was fun making fun of, you know, like both the East Coast and the West Coast, although I do think in general West Coast loses. I gotta, you know, punch back a little being the West Coast person, sort of. Even though I myself don't like most of it. Have a nice day, everyone, and a nice rest of the week. I hope that whatever chaos ensues in the rest of the week, it will be fine. Nick, if you're still here and listening, I hope your deadlines with your journal thing goes fine and that it all works out. Have a nice day.